You know that feeling you're halfway through a movie night or wide awake at 2 a.m. and suddenly your brain starts yelling one word: cheese. If you've ever made a midnight trip to the fridge just for a slice, then yes, we're in this. Together, cheese cravings are real. And the journey that cheese takes from farm to slices more fascinating than you might expect. It all begins on a dairy farm where rows of beautiful, well-cared-for cows roam in clean, monitored environments. You might notice those bright yellow tags hanging from their ears. No, they're not earrings. Each tag is an ID number, part of a high-tech tracking system ensuring no cow is left unattended and every animal receives the care it deserves. Because here's a fact worth remembering: only healthy, happy cows produce nutrient-rich milk. That's why farmers focus so much on maintaining clean stalls, balanced diets, and stress-free routines. The cows make their way to the milking stations like clockwork. Some still use semi-automated systems where humans assist in attaching milking devices and monitor the timing to make sure it's just right. But on the cutting edge of dairy tech are fully automated robotic milking systems. These high-tech machines detect the cow's udder position and connect the milking units automatically, no human hands required. Each cow is lured to its position with a snack, making it a pleasant experience. In just 5 to 7 minutes, the milking is complete, a far cry from the old-fashioned hand milking that could take twice as long. These machines not only speed up the process, but also track individual output with built-in milk meters that report exactly how much milk each cow produces. Once the milk is collected, it's transported through sealed pipelines into chilled stainless steel drums. No air exposure, no contamination. Every part of the system is cleaned automatically using internal sterilization cycles to maintain perfect hygiene. In large-scale dairy production, this means less manual labor and more focus on efficiency and quality control. With the milk freshly gathered and ready to go, it's time to enter the next stage: cheese. In a full-scale cheese production facility, the milk is first pasteurized to kill off any harmful bacteria. Then it's poured into massive mixing vats, where skilled workers add renneton enzyme that helps curdle the milk and starter cultures that introduce beneficial bacteria. These bacteria kickstart the fermentation process, acidifying the milk and helping it thicken into curd. Once the milk has coagulated, massive wire slicers are used to cut the curd into small pieces, which helps it release liquid whey. As the mixture is stirred, the whey separates out and is drained off, leaving behind thick, clumpy curds that are the building blocks of mozzarella cheese. The curds are transferred into large open pots and left to cool at room temperature. Once cooled, they're cut into smaller cubes and sprayed with hot water, which softens them into a stretchy, malleable mass. This is where the real magic happens: the kneading process. Expert cheesemakers knead and stretch the curds until they develop that perfect silky texture and bounce. The right touch is everything here. Spin it too soft, and the cheese will be weak. Spin it too hard, and it becomes rubbery. But in these factories, precision is the name of the game. And the results are melty near-mouth cheese that never compromises. On taste, once the texture is just right, the mozzarella is shaped into small balls using automated scooping arms. These little cheese globes float gently in chilled water baths that help them firm up and hold their shape. The water stream also makes transportation easier, guiding the balls into containers without damage. What's fascinating is how automated cheese plants can process thousands of pounds of milk every hour while still mimicking the gentle touch of handmade traditions. And here's a fun fact: cheese naturally changes texture as it ages. Moisture content drops over time, giving the cheese a firmer feel and deeper, more developed flavor. Some cheeses even grow a rind that protects their interior and enhances their taste. While cheese production wraps up, let's pivot to another fan favorite: especially in the summer colorful, icy popsicles. In massive frozen treat factories, the process is as playful as it is efficient. A liquid mixture of flavored ice is poured into molds, with wooden sticks inserted neatly into place. The molds are quickly cooled using advanced refrigeration systems, freezing the popsicles in minutes. This kind of industrial-scale freezing boosts productivity by up to 50% compared to traditional methods. It's a system designed for high output with zero compromise on flavor or texture. The ice pops are quickly demolded, packaged, and sealed ready for the hot hands of summer-loving kids and nostalgic adults. Efficient packaging also protects them during transit, ensuring they reach the freezer aisle just as perfect as they left the line. From food to sport, now we swing into the world of tennis balls, those bright green spheres that dominate courts across the globe. Over 300 million tennis balls are used every year. And the process of making one is more technical than you'd imagine. It all starts with natural rubber and synthetic compounds that are mixed to create a firm but bouncy base. The rubber is formed into flat sheets using heated rollers and then cut into precise shapes. These shapes are molded into hemispheres, and two halves are glued together to form a hollow rubber core. But it doesn't end there. The surface is carefully ground to ensure even texture before the ball gets its iconic outer coating, that fuzzy green covering. It's felt made from a blend of wool and synthetic fibers. The felt is die-cut into specific shapes and carefully wrapped around the rubber core using adhesive designed to withstand intense impact and bounce. Machines press the felt tightly onto the ball, smoothing out wrinkles and bonding the material. Once felted, the balls go into a pressurized chamber, basically a tennis ball pressure cooker, where they're infused with internal air pressure to ensure they bounce properly. Without this step, the balls would feel flat and lifeless on the court. The final step is packaging. Tennis balls are sealed in airtight containers to lock in their pressure and freshness. From here, they're shipped out to stores, tournament venues, and local tennis clubs. Whether it's a casual backyard rally or the finals of the US Open, every serve and volley depends on the bounce precision that started in a factory like this. From farm-fresh dairy to creamy mozzarella. From icy popsicles to precision-engineered tennis balls. The world of large-scale manufacturing is nothing short of mesmerizing. It's a blend of tradition and technology, of human intuition and machine perfection. And whether you're biting into a cheesy slice, cooling off with a pop, or slamming an ace down the court, you're enjoying the result of countless people, machines, and innovations working in harmony to deliver everyday magic. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make something as simple as a tennis ball perform like a pro on the court? It's not just about shape or color. It's not just about shape or precision. Tennis balls are carefully engineered from start to finish, and one of the most important aspects is making sure they retain just the right amount of internal pressure. Without it, the bounce would be off, and the game would never feel quite the same. Each step in production, from the formation of the rubber core to the application of felt, to the final pressure seals designed to ensure the ball is responsive, durable, and ready for match play. Now, who doesn't love the satisfying crunch of a walnut? But before they ever land in your trail mix or baked goods, those tasty nuts go through quite the journey. It all begins with washing, where the raw walnuts are cleaned of dirt and debris. Once sparkling clean, they travel along conveyor belts for careful sorting. Only the top quality nuts make the cut. Those that don't meet the grade are discarded. After drying, it's time for cracking. Heavy-duty machines crack the shells just enough to free the precious nut inside without crushing it. Once cracked, the walnut halves fall into bins where they are sorted and prepped for final inspection. Finally, they're weighed, sealed, and packaged ready to hit grocery store shelves and ultimately your kitchen counter. Breadsticks, those Crisp golden appetizers you can't stop munching on are also born from a fascinating process. Everything starts with a dough that's mixed into a soft, sticky mass. The dough is then kneaded until it builds strength and elasticity. This is what gives the breadsticks their unique combination of chewy inside and crispy crust. Once kneaded, the dough is rolled and fed into a shaping machine, slicing it into perfect breadstick forms. These long, thin strips are baked until golden brown, emerging from the oven warm, crunchy, and ready to pair with your favorite dip or pasta. When it comes to convenience, nothing beats ready meals. Whether you're heating them on the stove or in the microwave, they're designed to go from freezer to fork in just a few minutes. It all begins with fresh ingredients. Meats are seasoned and mixed to perfection, while pasta dough is made from high-quality flour and water. That dough is cut and shaped into pasta forms before being cooked to al dente. Meanwhile, rice is mixed and prepared in massive machines that ensure even cooking and flavoring. Once everything is cooked just right, it's portioned into trays protein, carbs and sides, all balanced for a hearty meal. Then comes the rapid freezing process, locking in freshness and preventing spoilage. Each tray is sealed and labeled before heading to distribution, guaranteeing a delicious set. Ruby Kiss, safe meal straight from factory to freezer. Let's shift gears into the sweet side of things: candy. Whether it's chewy, crunchy, or melty Norm, smooth candy always starts with a rich, sugary paste. Inside candy factories, robotic arms release this paste into massive mixers and rollers that knead it into the perfect texture. The paste is then cut and shaped into different types of sweets. One batch might be destined for honey-flavored hard candies, starting with a runny mix that thickens through kneading. As the mixture changes from liquid to pliable dough, rolling, spinners buff the candies for that smooth, glossy finish. Thanks to automation, these processes run non-stop without a single hand touching the product machine's thin, shape, and cut the candies into uniform pieces. Ready to delight your taste buds. Watching the transformation is like seeing edible art. In motion, each flavor, be it strawberry, lemon, or classic butter, has its own candy lane, with custom machines set to handle the different textures and colors. In older days, candy was made by hand, often attached to nails or hooks on walls, as workers shaped the sticky mix with brute force. Today, that exhausting labor has been replaced by precision robotics. After shaping and rolling, candies head to the multi-packing stations, where batches are sealed into colorful wrappers. This way, you get multiple flavors in one fun pack-a-deal, for kids and nostalgic adults alike. Now, candy isn't just hard and crunchy anymore. Soft candies and chocolates are taking over shelves, and for good reason. Made with rich cocoa and milk, chocolate candy blends are refined to an ultra-smooth texture. The chocolate is molded into bars and swirled into fun patterns using specially designed rolling pins. Once cut, they're wrapped up immediately to preserve freshness, capturing that rich, creamy flavor until you're ready to indulge. Imagine walking through a massive, humming factory floor where centuries-old culinary traditions meet futuristic automation, all to produce one of the most fascinating ingredients in modern cooking: salted duck egg yolks. It starts quietly, with each egg undergoing a careful inspection for quality. Only the finest eggs move forward into a brine bath made from purified water, mineral-rich salt, and special earth elements that help create the signature golden yolk. The eggs rest in this solution for anywhere from a week to a full month, depending on the desired depth of flavor. Over time, the yolks transform into rich, savory gems used in dishes across Asia and increasingly in gourmet kitchens worldwide. Once fully cured, these eggs head to a specialized cracking machine that gently splits them open with surgical precision. The whites have thinned out over time and are discarded, while the yolks, now firm and flavorful, are carefully extracted and placed on trays. These golden treasures are dried, inspected, and sorted into containers by factory workers who handle each yolk with the same care you'd expect from a luxury chocolatier. But that's just the beginning of their journey. These salted duck egg yolks are now ready to take on their most iconic role, becoming the savory heart of a mooncake in another part of the factory. Mooncake production is running in full swing. These rich pastries, celebrated during the Mid-Autumn Festival, are being prepared by the hundreds. The dozen-times sweet, sometimes savories, kneaded and pressed into shape. But the real magic happens when a salted egg yolk is nestled right in the center of the filling, like a hidden gem. Whether it's red bean, lotus seed paste, or a nut medley, the yolk adds a burst of umami that balances the sweetness and makes every bite unforgettable. Mooncakes aren't just snacks, they're edible symbols of togetherness and tradition, often given as gifts to family and friends during the full moon. The salted egg yolk at the center is more than just an ingredient. It's a cultural touchstone, believed to represent the full moon and unity. But this factory doesn't just produce mooncakes. Across the floor, cans of fruit cocktail are being filled with vibrant cubes of pineapple, papaya, and cherries, packed in light syrup and ready for salads, desserts, or a quick snack. These aren't just for holiday hams anymore. From baking to yogurt toppings and even quick lunches, canned fruits offer year-round convenience and freshness. Meanwhile, another line is dedicated to the humble, hard-boiled egg, a food that Americans have fully embraced. Pre-cooked, peeled, and vacuum-packed eggs are making their way down the line, destined for protein-packed lunches, salads, or sandwich fillings. These ready-to-eat eggs are a quiet revolution in meal prep, offering the nutrition of a fresh egg, without the mess or effort. In the refrigerated section, a tumble of blueberries is being sorted and boxed. These bite-sized berries are the ultimate snack, no peeling, no pitting, just rinse and pop. Packed with antioxidants and flavor, they're ideal for everything from smoothies to breakfast bowls. Frozen blueberries are also popular, doubling as smoothie boosters or mini popsicles during hot summer afternoons. And what's a factory tour without stumbling across the smell of sizzling sausage? Conveyor belts move hundreds of links at a time as they're grilled, cured, and vacuum-sealed for shipping. The numbers are staggering. On average, Americans consume over 5 pounds of sausage per person every year. Whether it's breakfast, Link's bratwurst on the grill, or spicy Italian slices on pizza, sausages hold a firm place in American food culture. And if you've ever wondered how sugar-coated cookies get that irresistible shine, this is where it happens. Freshly baked cookies are sent down a conveyor belt, where a stream of sugar syrup coats them in glossy sweetness. Cooling fans help solidify the glaze, revealing tiny white sugar crystals that sparkle like frost. Workers delicately separate the still warm cookies to prevent sticking, ensuring that each one makes it to packaging with its shine and shape intact. The result? A sugary snack that looks as good as it tastes, crispy on the outside, soft inside, and perfect with a glass of milk or a late-night craving. Move a little further and you'll find crepes, being made with robotic arms that glide across hot plates like painters brushing batter onto canvas. Each one is thin, delicate, and flipped with mechanical grace, whether stuffed with chocolate, fruit, or savory fillings. They're proof that even delicate artisan foods can be scaled up with the right technology. Nearby, potato chips are sizzling. In hot oil, their surface bubbling and curling into that perfect crunch. The smell is intoxicating. These chips go from raw potato slices to golden crisps in seconds. Lightly salted and vacuum-sealed, they're one of the most addictive snacks around, though not exactly a superfood. In moderation, they're a satisfying indulgence. That first bite, the loud crunch, the salty hits, why chips continue to top snack food sales across the country.